Hi everybody, hopefully this is working. Welcome back. We're gonna have our Q&A. So I think this is working. But go ahead and say hello so I know. And for those of you that don't know, my name is Janet Wright. I'm an energy healer, reader, and teacher. And this is going to be a Q&A that we have where anyone can ask any question. You don't have to have been a paying client of mine before. And the questions, obviously, that I am best at answering are about spirituality, energy healing, meditation, um, energy healing on the physical body as well. We do some of that. Okay, so I'm getting some hellos. Thank you. So I'm gonna, this is Zen, my cat, doing me the great favor of getting in my way. Messing up my camera lighting. All right. So somebody says, my 5-month-old takes short naps. I've tried healing her. Oh, I guess the naps are too short. I've tried healing her third and seventh chakras, the connections, those chakra surfaces, her Kundalini chakra. Can you help me find what I'm missing? Thank you. Yeah. Um, when you heal the seventh and third chakra connections between your child's physical body and spirit body, that's great that you did that. That video is seventh and third chakra tune up. But what you're not factoring in is like cords from grandma, your mother, your husband's mother, stuff like that. Because what I see is like you get your child all calm and then there's this spirit of a female figure, like most likely your mom and or your mother-in-law, that just show up and like fuss over your child, and your child wakes up because they not only show up on a spirit level near the child's body, but they cord both the third chakra connection that your child has between body and spirit and the seventh chakra connection your child has between its body and its spirit. And that's very invasive. No matter when it happens, it shouldn't be happening. But especially when your child's trying to nap, it's just gonna like hypercharge them. So you can again do that seventh and third chakra tune-up video and just melt away connections from the grandmas. You know, if you have like a sister who maybe, is kind of really in love with your kid too, just melt away everybody's cords. Because it looks like that's what's happening. Some female loved ones are just like showing up and hyping up your kid at the wrong time. But don't bother talking to them consciously, probably, because that they're not going to understand that they're doing it in the first place, so they'll just get offended. But you can make energy healing flowers for all the female relatives and just be like, I need my child to nap. Thank you for your help. I need my child to nap. Thank you for your help. And just have the angels double check the roses, the healing flowers, and give them at a respectful distance, to all the female loved ones, so they know to just stay the heck back. My kid's trying to nap. And that is sort of a modification of what we do in that video with the flowers. Resolve conflict and boundary issues, which I think you know, but for others that don't know, there's that video, resolve conflict and boundary issues, and then there's the video seventh and third chakra tune-up. The number 7 and the number 3 are in the title. Seventh and third chakra tune-up, and then resolve conflict and boundary issues would be the reference videos for that. Someone else says, Janet, the ribs chest clearing felt good, which we did in the healing that just finished, which is a separate live stream for those that don't know. That's done, but it was saved as a video, so you can watch it later. The ribs chest clearing felt good, but I'm currently feeling a lot of heat in my chest heart area. Is there anything specific that I should be doing for this? I would melt cords again from female family members, mostly your mom, going into your heart chakra. I think she's sending so much energy into your heart chakra through cords that it's like there's a field of her energy like inside your chest because of it like flows into the heart chakra, and then she just keeps sending more, and so it's just like filling up your chest a little bit. So just um, it doesn't look like other beings. It just looks like your mom cording here and just sending a lot of energy. So just melt away the cords. Clear out her energy, and then maybe do some special energy healing flowers for her. Just have your angels bless these energy healing flowers and place them at a respectful distance in front of the edge of her aura so she can calm down and stop cording you forth. Someone says hi, hello, hello. Someone else says hi, hello, hello, hello. Thank you for my hellos. Someone says, my question, two things. Please give this a thumbs up if you would be so kind, because it helps others to see it either live or later as a video. And if you're doing this later as a video, please also give it a thumbs up. It really does help people to find this stuff. The other thing, I do have a question from somebody who emailed it, who put it in their survey. They said, well, this is a question for the Q&A if you would. So I'm going to do hers first, just because otherwise I'm going to forget it. So her question was that she has a friend who has cancer, breast cancer, and who, she has introduced these healing videos to, and who also heals herself now. And she said that you said that my friend has a problem with a being, and are beings associated with cancer, or are beings associated with mental health issues, because this person's mom has mental health issues. So that was the question. And I would say no, beings are not associated with cancer. Beings would have nothing to do with cancer that I know of. Yes, beings are related to mental health issues in many ways. Also, just people that don't have pronounced mental health issues, probably have beings that they could get rid of. Like beings can make you, get on Facebook when Facebook is just a massive waste of your time and it's pointless. And, say, for example, or, beings might contribute to you overeating or something. I mean, if you're less present, then other things are going to come, like say your mother-in-law or a being or something, So, but anyway, this person's question was, does the person with cancer, does her mother having mental health issues, is that why she has an issue with beings? No, it's not. You can have issues with beings from past lives, or from your childhood, or from, walking down the street or whatever. It's just if you're less present, or like we did in the Friday healing, and today we did a lot of work on repairing energy channels. So you're less leaky, so you don't leak energy. Because if you leak energy, that's more attractive to invasive beings and invasive people, because you're kind of this buffet giving out energy all the time. So yeah, I think that in the case of that woman who has cancer, who's working on healing herself and everything, and again, I don't say that my healings will cure cancer, just so you know. Yeah, my techniques, I know they help strengthen your physical body. I know that is true, and I know they help strengthen your mind and your spirit, of course. But whether it turns around a physical illness, that's more, I mean, couldn't hurt. But I just want to say that for people who don't know my work and are thinking that I'm saying that if you do my videos, you'll get rid of your cancer. That's not what I'm saying at all. But anyway, I think that you're referencing a comment that I made, that this person had a few beings, and when you're healing that person, the beings get in your way as a healer. So I don't think that's happening anymore. So I think that you, and this is more of a pro tip, for professional healers, which I do have clients who are professional healers. I have clients who are professional therapists or who are training to become professional psychotherapists, or who are, preparing themselves to become professional healer readers. It's an issue to be aware of, that when you're trying to help somebody, one person at a time, the beings of your client can get in the way of the process. And so you can just look and see, imagine, like, all in a nice little row, these are the beings of this client that are giving me a hard time as I try to help this person, and then you just say, angels, can you please recycle those beings? But you've done that, so that's not an issue. But I like the question, and thank you for your question. It brought up a lot of interesting issues to discuss. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now someone here on the chat says, hi Janet, my question is about my older daughter who is getting the healing. Yeah, she got a migraine all of a sudden before the healing and is still sleeping. Anything I can do to help, or she should do? I think that, well, I think it's 50-50. 50% is some kind of a physical imbalance that she had. So I don't know if you have migrafew in the house. That's always nice. Migrafew is just a feverfew herb supplement. Feverfew is an herb. In Chinese medicine, not all headaches are due to damp heat. Damp heat is a physical condition described in Chinese medicine, but it's possible that her migraine was due to damp heat. And I don't know what percentage of migraines are due to damp heat. But anyway, there's an herb called feverfew, and I'll type that out, feverfew herb, even though I know this person knows that, but for other people listening, feverfew herb. And then there's a certain brand of feverfew supplement, which is sort of like a concentrated version of it, and that's called migrafew. So migrafew is a brand, it's just a little supplement, and these little pills, and so if I had a bad headache that I couldn't make go away really fast, I would take a migrafew. So that's something she could do, of course. My husband used to get migraines often, and so he would take feverfew every day, just one little tablet of it every day as a preventative. But herbs are real medicine. So if you don't, take with caution, I think, she probably had a being that was caught up in a couple of her inner good karma windows, and then caught up in her GV meridian back here. So, if she wakes up, she still has the migraine. It doesn't look like she would, actually. But if she did, you'd give her a migrafew if you have one in the house, and then just check, her good karma windows back here, all of them, although it looks like the first 3 is where she had the issue, and just, check to see if there are any beings that need recycling there, and check her GV meridian right here. It goes all the way around. A lot of times that relates to headaches, I've found. But anyway, you could just deal with all energy channels at once too, like we did on Friday, and today we healed and repaired all energy channels at once. But I don't think she needs it. I think she'll be fine when she wakes up, but that's what you would do if she needs something. Someone says, noticed a face pop up during the healing on the chakras. Had a good feeling about this face. Who or what are the faces, because this happens often? If your mom is in heaven, then it looks like her. Just saying hi. So at a quick glance, that's what I would say. If your mom is not yet in heaven, then it looks like, then it would be like her mom or her sister, someone in your mom's side of the family, female, just sending you encouragement at the time. Someone else says, feel pretty good. Lots cleared from liver area. Stubborn area for me. Is that just regular energy blocks and beings or like self-punishment agreements? Thanks. Liver area, stubborn area for me. Lots cleared. Feel pretty good. What is that? I think you have some being tunnels going into that area, the physical liver organ. Being tunnels are just little tunnels that beings come and go from, and you just say, angels, can you please recycle the being tunnels and the beings that are associated with those tunnels that are going into my liver. Then I think you have in your astral body, in that area, you have some kind of baggage from your dad in this life, just dumped in that area. So once you get rid of the being tunnels that go to your physical liver organ, then look at that same place in your astral body, and you have like they look like little packages from your dad, and it's just, stuff he gave you when you were an adolescent for some reason. So just surround that with gold light and give it to your angels. Okay, someone else says, hey Janet, I love the good night, good morning video, and I want to do it all the time. Good night, good morning video. I'm wondering if you're talking about, there's an MP3 recording from my website that is good night, good morning. I don't know that I have a good night, good morning video. So anyway, but for others that want to know, I do have an MP3 an audio recording. That's an old webinar. Maybe that's what she's referring to. You can download it from my website, free meditations, probably page 3 of 3. My website's janet@janetwrightreadings.com. How often should I be doing the video? I'll notice my energy will tink in the morning when I skip it for weeks. Well, I hate to blame everything on your mom, but it just seems like there are certain days where she just like jumps on your path, like with so much of her energy. It's like if you imagine a kid jumping into a puddle with like a lot of enthusiasm and they just jump into the puddle. Like that's how I see your mom, just like jumping onto your path sometimes. So I think, a quicker way would just be I think that's what happens when those mornings are just like, holy moly, I just got hit by a truck. It's just your mom jumping onto your path. And so you could just imagine your path, see if your mom has jumped onto it like a kid jumping into a puddle. And then just have her angels make a little bridge from your path to hers, like a one-way bridge from your path to hers, and just go, hey mom, look at that bridge. And then as soon as she sees that bridge that was built by her angels, she'll be like, it's irresistible. And so she'll take it and go back to her path and mind her own business for a while. So again, that's just, you imagine your path, you have her angels make a bridge so she can get back to her path. And then just imagine showing her spirit the bridge, and she'll just be inspired to go back to her own life. Someone else says, I lost my place, hold on. I also have some chronic pain in my left upper chest area. Is that blocks or devices? Same as the other person, a couple being tunnels. So you just say, angels, can you please recycle all the being tunnels that are, going in here, and all the beings that go with it. And then in your astral body, in that spot, It's just some past life energy blocks. So once you clear the being tunnels that are going into that physical part of your physical body, then imagine that version, that part of your astral body, your spirit body, and just clear energy blocks right there. Somebody says, are there any good exercise practices that help support energy healing? Are some better or worse than others? I currently do a lot of yoga. Yoga is a very easy, good I mean, not easy, but it's like an obvious complement to this work, because yoga I mean, I'm not a yoga expert, but my impression of it is that it was designed by people who understand chakras and understand energy flow within the body. And so just like Tai Chi could be really good, or something like that. Those, for example, like somebody who designs a kickboxing program, or a some kind of more Western thing, like oh gosh, what is that one? CrossFit, workout. They may have no sense of the state of their mind and their spirit. And so they're not really aiming for providing you the combined benefits of body wellness and body, mind, spirit presence, but yoga is designed with that in mind, and a lot of Eastern stuff is designed with that in mind. So any of that stuff could potentially be very, very helpful. I mean, you can still do Western stuff, but bring the energy stuff with you to that, so like if you're on the treadmill, you can work your grounding at the same time, or do one of my videos at the same time, or just think of what you're grateful for at the same time, or feel your feet, feel your legs, bring your mindfulness of, your spirit awareness with your body to you. If you're going to do the Western stuff is fine. It's just, it doesn't inherently, get your spirit present. So you kind of have to add it, which is doable. So like, for example, in yoga, Cobra pose, or there's I call it cheater Cobra pose, but I think there is actually there's an actual real name for it. Cobra pose, where you don't like hold yourself up so much with your upper arms. You just kind of go on your elbows and your forearms. But the fact that you're arching up your upper body, and you're sort of pressing your hips to the ground, it tends to help releasing here, I've noticed. And then when you do child pose, which is, I can't make her do it, but you just kind of scrunch down, and your forehead and your nose are on the ground, and you're sort of curled up, and your knees are on the ground. That can be very grounding for your 6th and your 7th chakras, just to release. So that, any stretches, side stretches are nice, in yoga, because, it helps you release a lot of stagnant energy in the side of your aura. So any side stretches, period, but yoga has nice side stretches. You could just Google yoga side stretch if you don't know any of them. But, obviously, if you don't have a background in this kind of stuff, start slow, start gentle. If something hurts, don't keep doing it. But yeah, you can combine spiritual stuff with anything. Like we have an inversion table, and when I'm inverting, I'll check my meridians sometimes, and of course check my grounding, and maybe do an earth energy soak of my whole aura when I'm on the inversion table. So you can combine things nicely. Sorry, one more thing. Still think I have some of those old past life marriage vows. Is there any way related to the good karma windows blocks? Is there any way related to the good karma windows blocks I had? Thanks again. Ah, la, 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 la. Well, I can only see one past life marriage vow that is still tripping you up, and it looks like it's not exactly a past life marriage vow. Like this partner that you had in a past life, there's a specific grievance that this person has with you, and you have agreed to a debt with this person because of that specific situation. Like, I think you killed your son-in-law, and then your daughter committed suicide because you killed her husband. So your wife from that life really has an issue with you. So, I think if you do healing flowers for all three of those people, the son-in-law that you killed, the daughter who committed suicide, and the wife that can't forgive you, and you just, make energy healing presents, energy flowers, have the angels tune them just right, give them at a respectful distance. For other people that don't know, that's sort of a very creative use of the video resolve conflict and boundary issues, which resolve conflict and boundary issues is sort of the base technique. And then this is a variation on that that's not in the video. But yeah, I would say it's a specific instance where there's a specific grievance, and you can address that with those three people, the wife, the daughter, and the former son-in-law. Okay, someone says, I'm realizing to a greater extent my self-identity has been very underdeveloped. Aside from healing my 7th chakra, is there anything specific I can do to develop this more? Okay, so for context for others, this person has been working on themselves with my videos, receives the healings, so she's not a newbie. So the good thing of that is you've been working on this and you just haven't seen enough results in your life yet, so you're like, well, there's a lot more to do. Yes and no. I think that you're right on track with it, and maybe that video call back, bring in would be very good, because I think there's more identity stuff that just hasn't been able to come in yet. So I think if you, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, do that video in particular, call back, bring in, to just bring, help you to bring in more of this new identity energy and inspiration energy and confidence energy and all that 7th chakra stuff. Because I see what you're saying, but I think your astral body 7th is like rock and roll, and your physical body 7th is just lagging behind and not catching up yet. So that callback bring in video would do it. Because, you're already healing your 7th chakra, so keep up with that, your physical 7th chakra. Specifically heal your physical 7th chakra. Just say, okay, I'm going to just heal my physical body 7th chakra. Because if you do them both at the same time and one is so much nicer than the other, you might not notice what the one that's lagging behind needs. So if you only heal your physical body 7th and just kind of look at it, I mean, you can still heal your astral body 7th later, but I would say those 2 things. So the callback bring in video, and then specifically separately heal and repair and just love up your physical body 7th chakra. Okay, somebody says, wondering about my abdomen pain. I worked on clearing my aura in front of the area. It worked a bit, but not completely. Did I miss something? Yes, you did. Good job so far. But yeah, you missed a bunch. It's like, maybe, yeah, it looks like, potentially a female loved one that, I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, someone in your family, female, and there's a lot of them, because it's like she threw like 10 of these spears like 5 days ago, and then another 10 3 days ago, and then another 10 this morning. So you got the ones from this morning, but you didn't yet get the ones from 3 days ago and 5 days ago. So just basically same idea that you already did, but just keep going back, keep getting more of them. If you can't see more, just say, angels, please help me. As you breathe, just be like, angels, please help me to be aware of what I need to be aware of. Just like get the vision upgrades, get the intuition upgrades as you're working. But yeah, good, but do more. And then once you're done and you got all of them, which you didn't get yet, then, repair that part of your aura extra, since those objects aren't in there anymore, and then repair the front surface of your 1st and 2nd chakras, because a lot of those objects were jammed into the front surface, And so it's all like gashed up. So just keep going. You're on the right track. Someone says, I have chronic tension in my left shoulder blade, which I have a skeleton here, so I can show you that she's talking about around here somewhere. Chronic tension in my left shoulder blade. This might be related to leaky energy on my left arm and weakness in the left hand chakra. Is there a device blocks there? Yeah, I mean, I would say you're half in here, but then also in here is a lot of white energy. Like if you compare, like this side, you're like 90% here, you know, in this shoulder blade and this arm, you're like 90% you here. But this one, you're only like 50% you, and then there's a lot of white. I would say that's a couple beings. So just clear the beings out, and then there's probably past life energy blocks there, and then you clear those out, and there's probably more past life energy blocks there, and then maybe you do more tomorrow and do the same thing, you know? So just, I think you get what to do, it's just there's more than you're noticing. So you just, maybe reading it as a percentage could help. But yeah, it's like there's a lot of white that's not you still on this side. So it's like you're there, but not all there. You know, there's more there than just you, just your energy. So yeah, energy blocks and some beings. So you just, you know, just kind of notice if it's not you, and if it's white, it's not going to be you, and most likely, and just have your angels recycle that stuff. No being tunnels are there, just regular beings taking up space. But again, you are a giant, mighty, eternal being, so nothing to be afraid of, just a little house cleaning. So you, for those of you that don't know, if you think there's a being in a certain part of your body or a certain part of your aura or something, you just say angels, or, you know, like say if you're, you know, you have a certain shelf that just the energy sucks on that shelf, just be like, angels, can you please recycle the beings that are right there? That's it. You just say it with your mind, and your angels do it. Someone says, hi, Janet. Do you think I'm ready to start healing my family and friends? Thanks. Yes, in a way. Of course, one at a time. And then also, I would say spirit level only, meaning don't be like, hey, mom, you know, don't be out loud like, hey, mom, I would like to give you an energy healing right now. Just ask her spirit, you know, hey, mom, would you like me to unblock your grounding? And then if she said, her spirit says, sure, that'd be great. You know, this is after you've already just unblocked your grounding and just healed yourself. So, you know, you're super present. And then just do it on a spirit level with her, you know, after she says, yes, that would be nice. Yeah, I would say you're ready to do that. It's just when you do the whole conscious level stuff, there's a whole extra level of boundaries with that, which I think would be too much for you at this point. Practice first, you know, healing a friend or a family member with telepathic consent first. That way they're not like, you know, trying to crawl in your head, see what you're doing while you're doing it. The conscious part of somebody is the least evolved part of them. So that's why you need stronger boundaries when they're consciously aware of the healing. Okay. Somebody says, any thoughts about 5G and its impact on meridian, Wei Qi, etc.? I normally don't think about conspiracy theory, thanks to all of your teaching, but there's something keeps getting my attention. Yeah, I think you have a being that's promoting that theory in your aura. The being is like in your like front left around layers 4 and 5 and hooked in a little bit to your telepathic mesh and a little bit to your chakra. So yeah, that's just a beam. So yeah, that is, I mean, I think that, you know, radiation, like for example, you know, my cell phone, we don't have good cell phone coverage where we live. Like I have 1 bar on my cell phone. So they say that cell phones emit more radiation when you don't have good cell phone coverage in a certain area, because your cell phone's like trying harder to you know, talk to the towers, and so as it tries harder, it emits more literal radiation, and so it's not good for someone in my case to have the cell phone like physically on me all the time. So that's not a conspiracy theory. That's, hey Abel, calm down. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's just, you know, scientific fact about radiation. I mean, I don't think they've done enough studies to know exactly what that radiation does to you, but you know, if I can turn my cell phone off for a while, I do. If I can keep it further away from me physically, you know, if I need to have it on but further away from me physically, I do. So that's not a conspiracy theory. That's, you know, mostly science, I think. So the whole 5G impact on Wei Chi meridians, all that stuff, I don't find any effect personally. So, and I don't see the angels really, you know, prompting me to talk to people about that and warn them about it or anything. So it's possible that it's just completely, I mean, you know, radiation is a thing, you know, cell phone radiation is a thing. But whether 5G is worse than the others, I'm not aware. I don't know. But like I said, you know, yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. I think you personally, because it keeps coming to your mind, that's just a being reminding you. I don't think that's your intuition, and I don't think it's your angels reminding you. Sometimes when you think of something like, oh, you know, I'm supposed to take a nap now, you know, that's your angels reminding you, or, oh, it's my bedtime right now. That's your angels going, hello, we told you it's your bedtime, you know. But sometimes if you're thinking of something and it's, you know, more paranoid and not rational, and there's really no merit to it, it's just a being that just keeps trying to freak you out. And you can have that being recycled. You know, just be like, angels, can you please recycle the 5G being? The 5G fear promoting being. Hello, my muscles and aches are really relaxed. I have been healing with the videos you recommended for chakra 1 and 2. Also bone healing for ankle, knee, and shoulder. Suggestions? Thank you. Really relaxed. So I'm not sure if what you're like, what's your issue that you still want recommendations for? Because you said your muscle aches are relaxed now. So, I mean, if I just look at what you need, what your angels like. You know, your creative rings get a little off sometimes. That could be nice to do that. Just the basic, like it's like a 5 or 7 minute creative ring video. If you look up Janet Wright, you know, if you search on YouTube, Janet Wright Creative Ring Healing, I just texted it to, so, you know, in case it doesn't sound right, you can just, it says Janet Wright Creative Ring Healing, and that video maybe, because your creative rings sometimes get knocked over to one side and then they get like half blocked. Also, that Own Your Path video, that's nice. Clear Punishment, Own Path. That seems like it would be a good one for you, because sometimes you're just on a roll and then all of a sudden your path will get really blocked and you're just like, you stop there for a while. So that could be nice to kind of just proactively, maybe like once a week, do that video, you know, splice it in with the other videos you're doing a week. But yeah, I mean, I'm not clear on if you're still wanting things for your muscles, because I think you're just maybe saying what you've been doing. So yeah, so that's what I would suggest. The clear path, own path, clear punishment, and then the creative rings, the short creative ring video that I have, just so you can heal it enough so it pops back into place, and then unblock it enough. Because you're supposed to be able to, you come and go this through here when you wake up, and then you send out energy to your Akashic records here, and then you send seventh chakra energy to your seventh layer, and it flows down. So you need this pathway like really nice and unblocked. All right. Someone says, I have pain usually under the ribs. Oops, I lost it. Oh, I have pain usually under the ribs and was wondering if it was acid reflux or spiritually related. Can it be both? What are your thoughts on drinking coffee and it lowering vibration? Yeah, I don't know about coffee and lowering vibration, but I know that for physical stuff, I would think, I don't, you Google it and research it, but coffee and acid reflux could be very related. But I don't know about that, but you can Google that. Coffee's also just a lot of caffeine, and caffeine depletes chi. So, there's that. Pain usually under the ribs. Yeah, I don't think the pain under your ribs is spiritual. I think it's physical plane, like, acid reflux. Think of what you just ate. Think of what you've eaten in the last 24 hours. Food, beverages related, seems like to me, looks like to me. Okay. Someone says, thanks for reminding me. I totally forgot. Yes, we have feverfew. Good, great. Yay. Hi, Janet. I yawn a lot during these sessions. Is that an energetic release? Yeah. You could maybe focus extra on your throat chakra though, because it could be that you're trying to clear something and it's not clearing properly. Typically, some people think, oh, yawning is good spiritual release, so if you yawn constantly, that's fine. And I don't think it's a problem per se, but I think if you're yawning constantly, there is probably something you're trying to release that's not fully releasing, so you keep trying. So maybe work extra on your throat chakra. Let me look at, I would say in particular the back of your throat chakra. Your throat chakra is repaired now because you got the Friday and today's healing too. But it just looks like really compressed the back of your fifth chakra, number 5, throat chakra. So I have a video that actually is just on fifth chakra and fifth layer. That would be nice. I would say you do that. So yes, it's an energetic release, but I think since you're doing it so much, it indicates that you need to give extra help to your fifth chakra. And so if you search Janet Wright, fifth chakra, fifth layer, maybe healing, and then you'll see it. I'm outside. I'm wearing a light blue hoodie, not this one, a different light blue hoodie, and it's filmed outside. It says fifth chakra in bright blue on the the little thumbnail image, so you'll see it. Somebody says, anytime I talk, so thank you everyone for your questions. I'm not thanking you, so thank you for all these questions. Anytime I talk to my mom, about an hour after, I'm in a bad, heavy mood, which can last a few hours to a whole day. Do I need to do more gold energy buffer zone work before after our calls? Any thoughts? Yes, I have many thoughts about that. I think it's a great sort of clairvoyant exercise to imagine. So you imagine first meditate, ground yourself a little, but right now you just got a healing, so you're pretty present. So you just imagine, close your eyes, imagine a blob for your mom and a blob for you, and then look at the lines in between the blobs, right? And so the blob for you and the blob for your mom, that's you and your mom, right? And I'm just saying, imagine a blob so you don't put pressure on yourself to be able to see chakras and aura layers and yada, yada, yada. It's just a blob, meaning that's all of you, your chakras, your aura layers, your body, whatever, right? And that's her. And then just look for the lines, which are chords. And look for on a day that you feel good, are there any chords between you and your mom? on a day that like when you're talking to your mom, how many cords show up? And like sometimes, like say she calls you, she cords you like a half hour before she calls you. So then all the cords start, and then finally she gets around to calling you, or yeah, it looks like she does most of the calling. Sometimes people will cord you like being like, you should call me now. And then the cords work and you call, it's like you're a puppet on a string with that person. But it looks like she cords you and she calls you. She's probably wishing that you would call her first. And then she's like, all right, fine, I'll do it. But anyway, so she cords you a lot, starting a half hour before the call, throughout the call. So by by an hour after the call, you're just like out of your mind by then. So yeah, it's just a lot of cords. So I don't think the goal buffer zones really would help. It's more like, that I have a deep thought technique video that is specifically about boundaries with family members. And I think that would be nice, because it helps you clear conscious and subconscious energy blocks that contribute to your boundary issues with your family members. So I would say half of it would be to do that, and then half of it would be to do the conflict resolution and boundary issues video, like that type of, give her energy healing flowers that the angels check and put them at a respectful distance in front of her energy field, like totally in front of her aura, not in her aura. And because you ideally want to clear your inner energy blocks that she's hooking into so easily, so that you just naturally are more robust. But then also ideally, with those energy healing flowers, you help her chill out and teach her a different way in a non-manipulative, non-forcing kind of manner. So yeah, so the 2 foot, and if you're just talking to her, you just imagine gold light melting away all the cords. By the time she has picked up the phone and dialed the phone, she has been courting you for like 20-30 minutes already. So when you see that phone ring, you could just start melting the cords, because it's already like she's already been courting you. So anyway, so the 2 videos I just mentioned, you would find by searching Janet Wright Resolve Conflict Boundary, and then Janet Wright, I forget what I just said. Oh yeah, Deep Thought, Family Boundaries. Yeah. Okay. Someone else says, sorry, I was referencing the Healing Masterclass. Good morning. Should have been clearer. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there was a Healing Masterclass on having good mornings. Yeah, but I still think it's the same answer. It's just that your mom, she just jumps in your path sometimes. I don't think it's, I think with her, there's just, I think there's a level of pushback too you haven't done on a spirit level. It's like, as if you have like this dog who's so cute and he always pees on your floor and you're like, stop, don't do that. But he's your dog, he's cute, But your mom is a full-grown adult, and she's also a wise eternal soul, so you don't really have to stop there and just clean up the pee all the time. You can suggest to her spirit, once you've meditated, you're just present, you're not brainwashing her, just use your mind and suggest to her that her angels can give her more classes about respective boundaries. Because I know she doesn't want to be the hot mess that she is. She doesn't want to be so emotionally regressed as she is. She really doesn't. Like, if she stays this way, by the time she gets to heaven, she's going to look back and go, oh, I did that? Really? Really? My whole life? Really? It's going to be a little embarrassing. So do her the favor and just keep suggesting more angel classes to her, kind of push that line of what what you just sort of accept from her. In a clean way, but I know you know how to do that. Okay. So I think that's more of what's going on. Someone says, thanks, Janet. Chest feels better. I have been playing video games this week, I think as a way to check out. Yeah. What is the best thing to stop disassociating patterns? Would blanket exercise be fine, or first chakra healing? Yeah, there is energy clearing that you can do out of your body that is just easier to do out of your body. And also sometimes it's nice to go out of your body and just get distance from like the planet and all the people that are on the planet and all the dramas that they have. So you're doing it through video games, which is probably not so safe and not so mindful and very inefficient. But you could just say, well, hey, I think I probably need some kind of out of body meditation or something, so you can kind of get the clearing and the escape and the relief that you're aiming for, and then just come back and, make the most of your day rather than, over and over again, you just do this sort of tuning out stuff. I mean, there are times where you might want, to like binge watch some Netflix show, but you're really present for it. You're having a blast with it. It's just hilarious, whatever it is, some silliness about some show, and you just keep watching the episodes because it's helping you in some way. You're present for it, but it's just helping you clear energy. It's fun, right? But this isn't what you're doing. What you're doing is you're trying to get an out-of-body escape, but it's really inefficient because video games, it's just not a spiritual clearing experience. It's just only avoidance. It's not distancing and then clearing. So yeah, I have a video. If you search Janet Wright, sky jacuzzi, you'll find it. It also has out of body meditation in the title, but it has sky jacuzzi in the title because that's the technique, sky jacuzzi. And I think in that video, you imagine a sky jacuzzi that's like, maybe like right up here where my hand is up here. So you don't go far away, but you could do that same sky jacuzzi exercise, but like say go with your angels up to like a fountain that's just outside of your Akashic records. So you're like really away from all the dramas of people and away from the earth. You go with your angels and you're like, okay, these are the doors of my Akashic records. So there's a nice cool fountain just outside those doors. And I'm hanging out in that. You can hop in your own fountain because it's yours and it's full of gold light and good energy for you. Or you could, I think that would be enough. So either just, raise your sky jacuzzi up a mile, and hang out with your angels a mile above your body. But you could even, like I said, go just outside your Akashic records, or you could go inside your Akashic records with your angels and hang out in there, just to get like a separation temporarily so you can clear energy and just escape the drama, and just clear energy blocks and resistance. And then you come back down much more restored and healed because you have your angels give you healings too when you're up there. So I hope that makes sense. Someone says, Janet, could you talk to me about how to handle constant negativity and curmudgeonness from my boyfriend? Is there anything I can do besides clearing my space and patience? Can I have a conversation? Yeah, conversations are really overrated about that kind of thing. When you have a conscious conversation, you're speaking with the least evolved part of that person. And so, especially when you're pointing out something that is unflattering, it's highly likely to not go so well if you're doing it on a conscious level. So it would be more effective to do it, say, with message flowers. like that conflict resolution boundary issues video, that type of idea where you give him healing energy flowers, so that remind him to work with his angels, that remind him that it's okay to let go. And then, maybe some message flowers about how, you have a need for a supportive, gentle energy in a relationship, and then just have your angels double check it so it was sort of communicated in a way that he can understand easily and be okay with, and then use those as message flowers. But yeah, message flowers and healing flowers would be the most effective thing. I mean, if I look at him though, like his whole back of his aura is missing. So if the whole back of my aura was missing, I'd be pretty grouchy too. So I would say, he needs more healing. Like, that's the thing, it's like, if the cause of his grouchiness is that he has no back of his aura, and he even has chakra damage, because the aura protects the chakras. So if your aura is so missing, is so damaged that big parts of it are gone, then now you get chakra damage. And I mean, geez, then you just feel so bad. So no wonder he's a piece of work right now. So I would definitely not bring it up consciously, just for many reasons. But then, what he really needs is a back of an aura and all this repaired. So, I mean, if you wanted to, if it's affordable for you, you could get him the Healing Masterclass that's coming up on the 19th. There's still some spots left that will have chakra repair and aura repair in it, of course. But if you want to do it free, just say hi to his spirit, just on a spirit level, not consciously, verbally. And just after you meditate, so you're like rocking your presence, wiggling your toes at the same time, so you're really here. You're not like brainwashing. You just let your voice carry on a spirit level. You just say, hey, Joe Blow, let's say his name is, hey, Joe Blow, you can ask your angels to repair the back of your aura, and that way you could feel better. That could help you with stress. I know you're going through a lot. Try to be empathetic. Don't be like, you're really an annoying boyfriend right now. Don't say that, because he's wounded, and you want to be able to say something that makes sense to him. So you can say, hey, your angels can repair the back of your aura. There's a lot of damage back here. And then, watch, so that his angels like give you a thumbs up, like, oh, good, he finally is going to let us heal it. And then you can say, hey, great job. You can also have your angels repair your chakras. And then watch to see if his angels give you a thumbs up, like, oh, good, we're going to repair his chakras too. Because I'm sure his angels are trying to heal him, but he probably has some energy in between him and his angels. And so it hasn't been working. So that's really the problem. It's just he needs healing. He needs to work with his angels. He needs to clear energy. His energy is very damaged, and he's very blocked right now. So there's that. So yeah, don't have a conversation. Not on a conscious level. Awesome. Thank you, Janet. Everything makes sense. Oh, good. Someone says, amazing. Thank you. Good. Can I give him a healing? Oh, you're talking about the boyfriend with no back of the aura. Yeah, but I think it's preferable to just have him get his angels do it, because you want him to be empowered enough to do it on a regular basis. I mean, if you were like rocking it and like you had so much energy, presence and everything, then yeah, sure, go for it. But I think you are having some boundary issues with your mom in the back of your aura, and so it'd probably be better for you if you just focused on yourself, with your healing time, and just telepath him and just help him to resume his good relationship with his angels. And like I said, if it's affordable, you could do that also through any of getting him one of the group healings. The triplet set or the Healing Masterclass would kind of jumpstart his communication with his angels again and get him fixed up. So lots of free indoor low-cost options. All right, I'm not getting a lot of more questions. Maybe are we near our natural end? Let's see. I am not getting more questions, but I don't know if that means that my internet is not working or there really are not more questions. I did get one reply, so okay, good. So it's not my internet. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I'll see if there's one more question, but if there's not, then we can just wrap up. I guess too, I just maybe wanted to point out, journaling is really good. And you can just, you can just, if you have privacy concerns, like say you live with people that you think might read your journal, then, maybe that's not the best idea. But if you can't, so if you can't, then maybe just, give yourself time to think, now and then, just think about how you're feeling, think about something good that happened, make yourself think, okay, well, what was my favorite thing that happened today, or what am I grateful for, just try to be with your thoughts. I think everybody wants stronger intuition and stronger self-awareness, but I think journaling or just having those thought moments where it's like mindful thought, like what am I grateful for, or what good happened today, what was my favorite part of today, those mindful thought times do strengthen your intuition and help clear your mind. Someone says, do cords return or do more form? So cords are not beings or people. So cords, if you melt them, they're melted and gone. But people can make cords brand new to you. So like, for example, one of my biological sisters courted me a week ago, and I melted the cord and I said, hey, how are you doing? And are you okay? And are you working with your angels? And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because I've done the conflict resolution boundary issues video with her. And so plenty of times. So she knows all about working with her angels on that subconscious level. She just needs a reminder now and then. So, but, 2 days ago, she courted me again. So it's not that it's just she made a brand new connection to me. So I again noticed, melted it, said hello to her. She's like, oh, sorry. So yeah, people court again is what it is. You missed mine about my daughter. Someone says you missed my question about my daughter, but actually those things by your tummy were from your daughter, by the way. Actually, it looks like I missed a couple questions. My internet must have cropped out. Yeah, I missed a ton of questions. Damn. Sorry, guys. Someone says, I'm getting a pit in my stomach every time I think of someone who has been bothering me. Is this me worrying about conflict, or is someone throwing energy at me? Is scary standing up for myself? It's funny, I have two different people who have stuff shoved in the front of their aura. So, okay, so this person who says, I'm getting a pit in my stomach every time I think of someone who has been bothering me, you actually have hard energy objects stuck into your stomach, but that are also in like layers 4, 3, 2, 1 of your aura. So you gotta surround those and go light, ease them out, give them to your angels, check for more, give them to your angels like that, and then just heal up right there where those things were. So you have energy blocks of yours that are from childhood and past lives in that area also, which is what made that area more penetrable, let's say, have weaker boundaries. So you got to remove the objects from that person that they threw energy at you and heal that up, but then also melt away the energy blocks that are in layers 1, 2, and 3 in this whole area. So it's sort of a 2 thing. So scary standing up for yourself. I mean, I think you just got, hurt, wounded physically, energetically. So you got to heal your wounds, and then I don't think you'll be so scared. First layer energy blocks is what causes fear. Someone says they took away their message. So I don't know if that's real or if it's just my internet playing games on me. Oh man, I missed a bunch. Someone says, I think it's called a baby cobra. I have no idea what what that relates to. Wow. Okay. Then someone says, I am told my power center is weak, and that's also why I'm getting digestion problems. Anything specific I can do apart from healing my third chakra? Well, yeah, I don't know power center being weak, but I mean, like, for example, with me, I don't know if it's still true, but I was told before that I have weak stomach chi, and so I can't have like raw food, except like in the hottest part of summer. I can eat raw food, but I think it has to do with chi and like, your strength, your ability to digest raw food. So I don't know. I mean, I would say GB and CV meridian stuff is nice for balancing all the body meridians and that kind of those issues. But it could still be that you're not able to eat certain foods unless it's under certain conditions. Like there are certain foods that my body just will not process properly. Like I said, I can't, I can have raw fruit only in a very small window of time. Otherwise, it's going to give me digestion issues. So I have to cook my fruit, right? Like if I had a fig the other day and I like steamed the heck out of it first, because otherwise it's raw and that's very damaging for my intestinal system. Some people don't understand like the cause and effect, because a lot of times it'll affect you a day later, and so you might not put two and two together about how certain foods are affecting your system. You might not know. Like, for example, I used to eat raw nuts, and I used to eat them just as a snack, not like a small portion in some dish that was cooked, but I used to eat raw nuts, a whole bunch of them, just as a snack all by themselves. And I didn't realize it was giving me intestinal issues and, harming my chi and all that. But I finally figured it out. But it's because there's a delayed effect. You feel fine, right? I felt fine right after I had them. It was the next day that I had issues. So anyway, maybe keep a food journal, start figuring yourself out. But yeah, there's some things that just your body maybe, you just have to accept some realities. In addition to the strengthening of your meridians and stuff. Someone says cell phones don't emit harmful radiation. They have done thousands of studies. 5G is so different. Sorry to be so cross, but there is enough fear around at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a scientist. I can't get into the whole thing about cell phones and what they, I mean, literally, I think they do emit radiation. I think what you're saying is they don't affect your body. Because, I mean, even like electrical wires emit radiation. So, I mean, whatever. Don't mean to piss you off. But yeah, I can be around stuff and it doesn't bother me. Some people are bothered by stuff and other people are not, so, but yeah, don't hurt me. Some people said recently laid off and mind is in a good place. Any video recommendation to keep manifesting positive energy? Yeah, I think that could be interesting. Two types of videos I would suggest. That seventh and third chakra tune-up video is nice because I think your spirit body connections could use a little bit healing and strengthening. And then I have a deep thought playlist, a playlist of all the deep thought videos. So that could be interesting to just kind of explore those. I think between the deep thought videos and the flower healing videos, there's a whole playlist of just flower healing videos, and then there's a whole playlist of just deep thought videos, and you could just kind of pick and choose and have fun with those. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of like nourishing and clearing and nourishing and clearing. But I agree, you seem like you're in a great place. So good for you. Um, someone says, I guess recycling 5G being is the reason why my angels were okay with me asking you a question. Thank you so much, as ever. You're welcome. Uh, someone else says, I taught my father basic aura repair and grounding. Yeah, I saw that in a survey. Did you teach him consciously or on a spirit level? I'm curious about that. Um, can I help him by healing him? I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. Um, yeah, I would say same thing as I said for the other person. Try healing him just with spirit consent. At some time that he's not consciously aware that you're doing it, just so then you're practicing a certain level without that extra boundaries pressure of healing him with his conscious awareness. um Try that once or twice first. But since you're already communicating with him, it sounds like consciously about this stuff. I think you're halfway there to having the boundaries with the conscious healing. But I think it's just easier when they're not like sitting right there and you're doing it. Like for example, once you've done it once or twice to him just with spirit consent, then you can just say, "Well, hey, Dad, if you want, I can heal you, at some point in the next 2 days." So then you just tell him, you have to be in a good headspace for it. So it'll be after one of your meditations, you'll do it, and then you can let him know afterwards. So that way it's not like he's sitting right there and you're giving him a healing right then. It's probably much easier for you to do it and then tell him afterwards, and then just see, you can tell him, well, how do you feel? But then, don't put any pressure on him about, do you feel different? Because sometimes, as you know, people don't feel effects until like maybe a day later sometimes, or a couple hours later. So someone says, thank you so much. Someone says, thanks, Janet. Lots of courting going on. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Between you and your mom. Someone says, hello, I was wondering how often to clear energies, and is there a basic daily practice you recommend? Um, yeah, I mean, I would say check out my intro aura repair video just so you get that skill down pat, and then you could start, which is called Gold Energy Aura Buffer Zones. It's an 18-minute video, Gold Energy Aura Buffer Zones. Janet Wright. So if you just search Janet Wright Gold Buffers, you'll find it. But once you learn aura repair, that's a biggie. And then there's a video that's much quicker that has aura repair and grounding unblocking. So that could be like your sort of daily quick fix then. So you'll find it if you search Janet Wright aura repair unblock grounding. And that one would be nice for, maybe twice a day. If you want, not a lot of techniques, just, do your aura and your grounding twice a day. There's always more you can do and learn, but that's a nice starting point. Just those two videos, you learn the aura repair with one, and then you move on to that next video just because it's shorter and it includes more stuff like the grounding. And then, if you want more suggestions, you can post a question under any of my videos. And I'll get to it as soon as I can. So it says, Janet, could you talk to me about how to handle constant negativity and curmudgeon? Oh, I already did that one. Okay, so I'm looking for, yeah, you say you missed mine about my daughter, but yet if I go back, I can't find it anywhere. But the question that I did answer, ironically, was about your daughter. The tension around your stomach. Yeah. Yeah, the abdomen pain, that was your daughter. So yeah, if there's another question about your daughter, can't find it. Uh, oh, am I courting my daughter who is far away in this pandemic? Um, I would say it's not so much that you're courting her, you're telepathing her a lot. Telepathing means speaking on a spirit level. Women tend to do that. It's more rare that a man will just constantly telepath, but a lot of women, they just will not shut up on a spirit level. I mean, I love you, I'm sure I do it too sometimes, but it tends to be a woman thing. I don't know if it's cultural because we're trained to be very verbal or something, but whatever. So I would say heal your fifth chakra, and that will help you to stop, because it seems like you're like almost constantly talking to her on a spirit level. I don't know if you're warning her to be careful or whatever, but somehow you're kind of stuck on repeat, like a broken record. And I think that's why she's throwing hard energy objects at you. So maybe that video, fifth chakra, fifth layer energy healing would be nice, just to calm down your throat chakra and help you to chill out in your communications with her. Fifth chakra, fifth layer healing, Janet Wright would pull it up. And it's an outdoor video. I'm wearing like a different light blue hoodie, and it's all about the throat chakra and the fifth layer. That should help you to stop constantly telepathing your daughter. But yeah, so no, you're not courting her, you just keep talking to her and she's tired of it. Okay. Oh yeah, thank you for resubmitting your question. I don't know why I missed a whole chunk of questions, but I went back and got them. Okay, do you cord every time you think of someone? I don't. Some people do. It is possible that you're courting someone when you're thinking about them, but you can just practice, thinking about someone and staying present. Like feel your fingers, touch your, wiggle your toes, imagine you're here and you're just, you can think of somebody like, oh, they're really funny, and not court them. But sometimes you're thinking of them because they're already courting you. So, it depends. So I don't know. There's probably a specific situation that you have in mind, I would think. And it would depend. Sometimes you're courting them, sometimes they're courting you. Other times you're just thinking, so just, if you just for a good measure, melt cords between you and that person, with gold light all over your aura and your chakras, like a gold car wash, then you're covering your bases. How can we help you, Janet? I know you say no love and light thoughts. Yes, please. Melt our cords to you. Would you prefer specific energy flowers? No, I'm not into gifts. I mean, even like, I can count on two hands the number of gifts that, my husband's given me, because I'm always like, I don't want gifts, And so, if I get a gift, it's like something we plan out. I'm not much of a gift person. So, I mean, you could say, angels, please bless Janet, right? Yeah, anytime. Yeah, that'd be great. Angels, please bless Janet, right? She's helped me a lot. You don't have to say that, angels, no. But yeah, that would be nice. You could always do that, because that's super clean, because you're asking your angels to do it, and angels are like, you can't get more clean than an angel, so that'd be great. Thank you for asking. That's very thoughtful. Someone says, hi, Janet, thanks for the healing. I'm actually feeling some issues. Can you please check if I have digestive problems? Interesting. Lots of digestive problem questions today. Well, your chakras are fine. Your CV meridian's a little off. Your GB and your CV meridian are a little off. Probably the quickest thing would be just that video, get present in second and first chakras, because even though I'm pretty sure you just got the healing today. So, yeah, you did. Huh, wow. Yeah, in the time that like your first and your second layers were nice and wide and flowing during the healing, but then like 10 minutes later they started getting closed down. 20 minutes later they got more closed down. That's pretty fast. Yeah, I think there's just extra baggage built up right here in your first and second layer above your head and your first and second layer below your feet. So you could just do extra unblocking there and there, just to so that when these layers, your first and second layer, open up more and expand more, which is good, that they stay that way longer. Yeah, I think it's just your body spirit connections seem fine. Your meridians do seem a little bit off, but I think it's just because your first and second layers keep getting so tight. So again, just try to unblock above the head and below the feet right there to keep these layers more open. But yeah, everything else looks fine. It could just be physical, like you have some depletion. You need to rest more. But yeah, for energy wise, it looks like those inner two layers, you could keep working those. And that video, if you want to walk through, is get present in second and first chakras. So you would search for that. But put Janet Wright in the title, otherwise God knows what you'll get. Someone says, where is the survey found? I email it to people like late in the day. So like I emailed the Friday survey late on Friday. So if you didn't get the email, just email me and ask. But I try to make sure everybody's on the list. It's just there are so many participants that every once in a while somebody's email gets left off the list. So if you paid for the healing and you didn't get the emails that go with those healings, definitely email me right away and I'll look into what's going on with that. So you would have to email me, please, if that's true. Also check your junk folder in your email, because there's so many email addresses that it's going out to. Sometimes spam filters assume that it's spam, but no, it's not. So check your spam folder also. Oh, you taught him consciously. Go girl. Oh, how about that? That's pretty neat. She's saying that she taught her dad consciously about energy healing a little bit, which is great. It's always nice to be able to share that with people consciously when they're open to it. I've had a sore throat on and off. Could someone be courting my throat chakra? Yeah. If it's sore, it's probably also damaged. So there's probably like a piece missing. But you just got repaired now. It is a little stuck in the back though. So I would say try to open up, imagine the back of your physical fifth chakra. Your spirit one's fine. It's just the physical one. So just imagine the back of it. And just for good measure, imagine the back of 6, 5, and 4, because sometimes an energy can kind of, like a being, could kind of glom onto all 3 of those chakras at once. Well, all of them really, but I'm looking at 6, 5, and 4 for you. So just clear out 6, 5, and 4 in the back all at once for a while. And then, if you want that video that I keep telling people about, that I keep typing 5th chakra, 5th layer healing, would be good too. But yeah, it's probably not just a cord to make a sore throat. It's probably damage, energy blocks, end cords, and maybe beings, all of the above. So, but that video would be good. Someone says, my dad is in the early stages of dementia. Is there anything I can do for him on the spiritual level to help maintain connection? May send healing flowers to my mom too for taking more care of him. Yeah, sure. I mean, that is a good point, that the spouse is going through a lot too. So yes, that would be very kind of you to also do healing flowers for your mom. 7th and 3rd chakra tune-up could be interesting for him. I mean, I think his angels are helping him a lot. Uh, they are giving him healings. But that seventh and third chakra tune-up video, I would say do that on yourself for a few days, and then you can do that kind of healing on him. Just ask his permission on a spirit level first. Just say, "Hi, Dad. If would you want me to, heal and unblock your spirit body connections?" You could say yes or no. It's fine. And then see if his spirit says yes. And if his spirit says yes, then you just imagine it, just like when you imagine your own, and just use gold light and say, "Angels, can you help me to have good boundaries as I do this?" you know but yeah, I mean, I think you telepathing him is a nice thing. I mean, I even tell this to people who just have loved ones who have a fatal illness, which this is not that, obviously. But if your loved one is going to have less ability to communicate with you, then it's good to develop your own spirit conscious ability, like your own conscious telepathy, right? Through practice with them. So you just say, "Hey, good morning, Dad," with your mind, and then listen for his response. And then at night, "Hey, have a good night, Dad," and listen for his response. That way you're used to communicating. It's more, it's like it shows you that the spirit friendship is still there and it's still strong. And it can be a more rich part of your life the more conscious you are of that level. And so you just practice in little ways like that. And that's good, for example, in different cases where someone has a terminal illness and then they ultimately cross over. Now you're still confident with communicating with them on a spirit level because their spirit never dies. And so you can have more confidence and with an enjoyment of that friendship continuing, and that can really be a comfort and a nice thing. So of course with your dad that's different, he's still here, but yeah, if when that communication gets murky, I mean, some of that obviously is just a part of the illness and you can't undo that. But yeah, I think the seventh and third chakra tune up could be interesting. I think too with people not being in their space helps. If you give them their, be aware of their aura and kind of stay out of that. Like I have this one, he's a heaven friend now, because he's in heaven. But we were friends, in like the last 2 years of his life. And he was, towards the end, he was in the hospital and he was getting care, but it was intensive care. And, he would tune out sometimes, I think almost on purpose, when people were saying stuff to him that was kind of in his face, and then he would come back when he wanted to. I think sometimes it was on purpose, sometimes it was just the way energy works, that people who aren't, because his body was basically breaking down, and so it was harder and harder for him to be present. But so like I would come to visit him and he would really tune in and show up, and like there'd be this light in his eye and he would say something to me and he would hug me, and like his family members would be like, "What are we, meatloaf? We've been here all day," and he hasn't done that, but it's because they were so in his aura and kind of in his face that's very overwhelming for someone who can barely get in to begin with because of the physical situation. So the more you kind of give them their bubble, like don't hover like in their aura, because that makes it even more, if they already have mental issues going on, you don't want to like hover and make it worse. You want to kind of give them their space, meditate, just be as grounded as you can be your own tree, let them be, their half in, half out self. Don't try to control that. They might be more likely to come in then and say hi to you because you're not like in their face, making it more overwhelming. So I hope that makes sense. Someone says, "Awesome things. I do healing already, but I'm not constant, and your techniques seem very in-depth and thorough." Yeah, I just think, yeah, thank you very much. That's very kind. But I think to the aura repair, like it's a game changer. So I think that gold energy aura buffer zones thing, if you learn that, it's going to be a game changer. Your chakras are repaired. They're nice, but the aura, you have a good deal missing back here. But if you learn aura repair, then you can keep up with it, and that should really help a lot. And also that wide grounding should help a lot. But I'd love to give you more feedback too later, as you progress with stuff, because I have a lot of videos, so I could definitely, suggest stuff over time. Okay, my question again, I was having acupuncture to help recover from injury, really missing it. What can I do to compensate? Yeah, just do energy healing. I mean, you can heal your bones, you can heal your muscles, your tendons. Just think about the energy flow and think about, compare it. Like you can imagine what was the energy flow in this part of your body before the injury. And maybe it wasn't ideal then either, but maybe that way you can sense, oh yeah, it used to go like here like a river and now it's totally stopped, and so you just melt away the blocks. I mean, because acupuncture moves energy. It's fantastic stuff. But energy healing, technically, I mean, if you did it well enough, you could completely replace your need for acupuncture with energy healing. So in the time of pandemic and that you're not going to see your acupuncturist, then guess what? You're an energy healer. You can do it. So yeah, just do that. All the energy channels too, that's nice, doing the composite, because then you don't have to learn all your different meridians. Just unblock them to the extent that's healthy and gentle each day. All right, so thank you. Clearest way to clear anxiety. I mean, given that you got to have the aura repaired and then the grounding nice and wide and flowing, a lot of times anxiety, maybe somebody's cording your first chakra, and so your first chakra is just built for you, and maybe if you have young kids. But if you have a grown person, say a mother or somebody, cording your first chakra, like, I hope you're safe today, I hope you're being careful, wash your hands, that energy going into your first chakra like over revs it and causes fear. Because your first chakra, when it's properly functioning, is supposed to give you a sense of courage and safety. So a lot of times it's just a cord going into the front of your first chakra, so you can just melt the cord. Imagine any cords to any people that are not your young kid and just melt them with gold light. And imagine that flow going in and out of your first chakra and fix it, basically. Unblock it in the front and the back. I have videos, clear fear. If you search Janet Wright clear fear, there's some good options. And then Janet Wright first chakra, you'll get a ton of options probably. So yeah. My bones are a little better. What else can I do for more improvement? How am I doing? Thank you so much. I think that you're progressing a lot, and I think that the one thing you could do to kind of fast track that a little more and make it even more gentle is, because I think your chakras are getting better and better, your aura is fine, your grounding's fine. I think it's just there's a way in which you're avoiding getting more into your bones because you're avoiding your second layer and your second chakra, which is emotions. I think there's some old baggage in there that you're just like, you're like, gee, I wish I could get into my bones without it getting into my second chakra and my second layer. So I think you're there sometimes, but I think there's a good deal of avoidance about some of the baggage in your second layer and your second chakra. So you can just like, there are videos, if you search Janet Wright clear avoidance. That would be good. And also, there's this one that you'll find if you search Janet Wright, deep thought, anger, sadness, which is pretty interesting. Deep thought, anger, sadness is in the title, and you're clearing your mind of energy blocks that cause you to hang on to anger and sadness baggage. So it's sort of a real gentle, peaceful way to go about it, which I think you might really like. So I think it's not at this point, it's not exactly a bone problem, it's an emotional avoidance problem. And then once you keep working on that, then you can start moving more and more, even progress even more with your bones. I just think that your progress with your bones is a little stalled because you're avoiding your emotions, subconsciously. Someone says, oh, she says, the same person says, it's my right hip and upper thigh area that hurts the most. Yeah, same answer though. Sorry. Yeah, I do think, I mean, you know how to heal the area. You're just in your own way because you're avoiding your emotions. So work your emotions. And also you can work your second layer around those areas, because that's emotions. But I do think that you're holding yourself back a little accidentally just because of the emotion stuff needs to be cleared. Thank you. That was a very meaningful takeaway about my dad. You're welcome. I do have actually many clients, surprisingly many clients who have their dads have Alzheimer's or dementia or something. Or maybe not everybody is their dad, but actually I think it's a bunch of them is their dad for some reason. So yeah, it's something I've read a lot in people. And plus, I've had my friend before he became my heaven friend, he was physically compromised in a way that made him not very present at the end. So, it's something I'm familiar with. Okay. Well, there could be that I've missed some questions because of internet flakiness, but I think I've gotten enough and it's time for me to chill out. So you guys are so cool. And I think I enjoyed myself. I hope you guys did too. Oh, it looks like at some point the internet was flaky. I see this. It kicked everybody off. Whoops, sorry about that. All right, well, take care. You guys are totally super awesome. And thank you very much for your questions. And if you want, you can watch the live stream healing. That will happen on Tuesday in just 2 days. And that's all sold out, but you can heal yourself as you watch if you haven't bought into that one. But you could, there are spots available, like I said, for the April Healing Masterclass, which is about simplicity and joy and body, mind, spirit healing with the archangels, Ariel and Jophiel. And then in May, there's the triplet set in May, starting May 1st, 3rd, and 5th, which is called Spring into Action. And it's about inspiration and motivation and taking action, which is exciting. And then I think I'm going to forget and then the May Healing Masterclass, which is on the 3rd Sunday of May, is about self-love and self-care and the heart chakra. Aww. So anyway, that's all up on my website, janetwrightreadings.com. All right, thank you for my little flower emojis and all the good vibes. Everybody's so nice. But yeah, I don't need you to send me good vibes because I'm very aware. So I just you having an emotion of gratitude, I'm aware of it. So sending me stuff is completely redundant. Like that person, somebody got pissed off about the 5G stuff. I mean, God, I felt that, and she barely sent me anything, but it was knocking me down. So, I mean, which is okay, but I'm just saying, so you don't have to send me stuff. But anyway, you guys are awesome. Bye.